While everyone wondered who killed Tupac, Snoop blamed the man that was driving the car he got shot in that night.
The most feared figure in all of hip-hop.
You put all of our lives in jeopardy like that, you don't care about Pac.
And confronted him face to face.
Come up to my room, ain't gonna be nobody in there, just me and you. This either the moment you gonna kill me, or we gonna get some clarity in this air.
But did Snoop Dogg know something was going to happen that night?
The next day, when we turned on the news, all we seen was the yellow tape, and it just was all bad.
Shakur was shot 4 times after leaving the Mike Tyson boxing match in Las Vegas in a car driven by Marion Suge Knight, head of his label Death Row Records.
So I jumped in my Hummer and we drove to Vegas. Suge was at home. He was standing up, but he had like a patch of his hair was wrapped up. And he came and explained to us as far as what had happened.
They knew exactly what was finna happen. Tupac, he took the time out to help Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg, he sat there and did his thing, made his money, and now look at the person who he is now. Tupac is an iconic figure that everybody know. Everybody know for a fact. Suge Knight, he said that on their way to Las Vegas, Tupac was feeling like different. He was feeling like something was finna happen. And lo and behold, he was right the whole time. I want y'all to drop the RIP Tupac's down in the comment section. Hit the like button if you're a fan of Tupac. They said that the feds, they looking into everything that went down from when the punch was thrown and the chain was snatched to them jumping on that dude, Orlando Anderson. Like, we know for a fact that Keefe D, he was one of the main ones who was one of the Crips, just like Snoop Dogg. And this is coming straight from LA. I want y'all to know this is something that we see happen time after time. But for situations like this, you can't really pinpoint who was the person who actually put up the money to do that to Tupac. Now, they said that the feds, they was investigating Biggie murder, and then they end up crossing over to seeing the same names being mentioned that's mentioned in Tupac's. So they end up investigating Tupac's and end up coming up with a suspect. After they came up with the suspect, they end up locking Diddy up for the Cassie stuff. They end up going at Snoop Dogg like sideways, like I don't know why they was going at him sideways like that, but they was going at him saying that he could have avoided what happened with Tupac, and he was one of the cause of Tupac's death. I want everybody to know this sad, man. They said that Tupac, he was one of the main ones who was doing his thing, take care of his business, and Suge Knight was right there in his corner.
But Snoop Dogg started to notice Suge Knight's growing influence on Tupac.
I think Suge steered him where he wanted to be.
Man, it's sad, man, because Tupac was ruthless. He didn't care about nothing. All he cared about was his family and the people that was actually immediately around him. One thing that they kept saying was Suge Knight, he was supposed to have security. He was supposed to have people in different cars right there on the side of him, in front of him, in and back of him. Suge Knight knew that once Snoop Dogg had went to jail for, catching that murder, and then he made that song, Murder Was the Case That They Gave Me, that he was going to blow up after that because that was a hit out the door. It was a lot of people who was sitting there and they witnessed everything that was going on, but we sat there and saw how Tupac, he was in Suge Knight corner the whole time. Suge Knight only did what he could do. He really couldn't do that much as far as protecting Tupac and stuff like that because Tupac got hit up in Biggie and like Diddy in a studio, like downstairs. Like we knew exactly how it was gonna end from that point on. It was gonna be an online beef, it was gonna be an in-person beef, they weren't gonna be able to ever solve that because blood been shed. And they already said Suge Knight, he was one of the main top dogs during that time who could have actually squashed everything. But when Puffy had them to try to put Suge Knight out that club, that's when everything unfolded, unraveled. We know for a fact what really went down, and you can't really sugarcoat nothing that they did because it's all been documented. And from DMX all the way down to Mobb Deep and the rest of them, they knew exactly what was going on, and they knew how Biggie and Tupac went from friends to enemies. In this day and age, we know that if Tupac was still here, Tupac could still be doing his thing and he'll be still getting his money. A lot of people felt that, you know, you can't hide it either. They felt that it was Diddy who got Biggie knocked off because Biggie was finna, you feel me, try to walk away from him. Like he didn't want to deal with him no more. Like at the end of the day, they said that Snoop Dogg, he wanted to do music with Death Row and Bad Boy. And this something that like we all knew it was gonna eventually end a whole totally different way. That's why Tupac made them songs about Faith Evans. Snoop Dogg told him don't put it out. He still put it out there.
To make sure
We know exactly how they was rocking, man. But this is something that, it was gonna eventually come back around. Snoop Dogg knew that as soon as he woke up that morning, he was going, you feel me? He was going to go to Tupac, talk to Tupac about what they need to talk about. And they was going to, get some reckoning, get some settling going on. But it ended differently. He ended up waking up to a call that, you feel me, Tupac got hit up. And that's a sad situation, man. Like, this is sad. It's senseless violence. Regardless of what went down, Tupac, he wasn't even 30 years old yet. And a lot of people kept saying that Suge Knight, he had something to do with it when come to find out, the feds, they said that it was Keefy D, P. Diddy, and a couple more other Crips who did that to him. Now, keep in mind, Snoop Dogg, he knew exactly what was going on the whole time. He knew that they ain't like Tupac, you feel me? But he can't stop Tupac from going out there to Las Vegas. He can't stop Tupac from stepping his foot out his door. Like at the end of the day, and this is where them getting money kicks into play because they've been getting money for the longest and they end up messing up everything. Snoop Dogg was one of the main ones who kept saying he was going to take care of his business. He missed Pac. He missed everything that went down. He want justice for Pac, but along with him saying that, he in the videos with Diddy. Hit the like button if you're a fan of P. Diddy. Hit the like button if you're a fan of Snoop Dogg. Hit the like button if you're a fan of Tupac. Like at the end of the day, it's a lot of people dead and in jail behind this. They said that Orlando Anderson, he was the one that actually pulled the trigger, but Keefy D gave him the weapon to do it. By you giving him the weapon, it makes it to where you're an accomplice to the crime, man. And a lot of people know exactly what went down and the reason why they even pulled this. But by them pulling this stunt, y'all know this was a long time ago. This was back, you feel me, in the 90s.